So, Red Dead Redemption 2, or Red Dead whatever you want to call it, I guess, given the naming conventions for that series. Whatever the name, it's a game we expected to see at E3 this year, but didn't, which was a real shame. As I've mentioned before on the channel, Red Dead Redemption was my game of the last generation, so I'm really excited by the prospect of another one. With that in mind, I decided to run through the things I most want from a new Red Dead. Then I got halfway through this script and realised those pesky varmints at sister channel Outside Xbox have already done that one. So without any further ado, here are 6 different things we want from a new Red Dead. Yeah, that'll do. Number 1, more weird side quests and encounters. The strangers of Red Dead Redemption, strategically placed NPCs with minor quests to dole out, were routinely great, even if some of their missions were strange or banal enough to make absolutely zero sense as interruptions to Marston's quest to save his wife and son.
I've seen quite a few flowers in my travels, if you'd like to help.
No, John, picking flowers for a man's wife only to discover she is in fact dead is not a good use of your time. Go find Bill Williamson, for crying out loud. Emergent events were similarly good, though they were perhaps a little limited in scope. If you'd seen one lady standing helpless next to an overturned carriage, you'd seen them all, and every single one of them was an ambush. But these random events and meaningful encounters with people were plentiful in Grand Theft Auto 5, as were more established personal relationships. Frankly, it'd be great to see that level of detail in a new Red Dead. Although, saying that, it would also be great if we could avoid finding out whatever the Wild West equivalent is for Let's Go Bowling, cousin. Please?
Please, sir! My son is missing! I need your help!
Number 2, environmental kills. While the game world of Red Dead Redemption was gorgeous, it rarely, if ever, got involved in Marston's innumerable gunfights, unless it was offering you a rocky outcrop to hide behind, or killing you outright by throwing a surprise puma your way. The option to use the game world a bit more, say by causing a rock slide or pushing an enemy off the side of the mountains that are rumoured to be in Red Dead's next instalment, would be great. Although I'm not entirely sure what that would do to your honour rating, if I'm honest. Number 3, more of that lovely soundtrack. While I'm sure everyone has their own opinions on what constitutes the best video game soundtrack of all time, I think we can all agree Red Dead Redemption is at least a contender for the top spot. Atmospheric, brooding, and at times heart-pounding, the music formed such a huge part of what made Red Dead Redemption great that I think the franchise would honestly be lost without it. So if Rockstar could just see their way to commissioning more of the same, only, let's say, 5 times as long, that'd be lovely. Thanks. Number 4, better story pacing. Now, don't get me wrong, I really like John Marston, even if he can't make his mind up about whether he's the world's nicest man or the most terrible outlaw anyone's ever seen. Either way, his personal journey through the story of Red Dead Redemption is pretty action-packed, but bloody hell does it sag in the middle. I'm talking about you, the bit in Mexico.
I know these people. I know this land. In short, I can make them better.
Now, I realise that probably makes me sound dangerously like Donald Trump.
We're going to build a wall.
But please allow me to explain. While the Mexico segment gave us a fun new area to run around in, the story pretty much ground to a halt for what felt like an interminable number of missions, when it wasn't entirely clear why Marston had to be there in the first place. When your video game wanders into the middle of a civil war for several hours, but nobody can quite remember why, that's quite a clear sign you've got pacing issues. Number 5, swimming lessons. Okay, so Outside Xbox touched on this one in their list too, but I really can't let it pass without at least saying something. In Red Dead Redemption, Marston couldn't swim. Okay, I can deal with that. Some people can't swim. Maybe Marston's guns are really heavy or something. But if someone could please explain to me why Marston and his horse both die of shock the moment river water touches said horse's belly, that'd be great.
Let's go!
Does the horse have a congenital heart condition? Is the river secretly very, very poisonous? I don't know, but I'd really like to be able to cross a stream on a horse in the next Red Dead game, even if my character still hasn't earned his or her water wings. Number 6, bigger bounties. Bounty hunting was a good, swift way to earn a buck or two in Red Dead Redemption, and those moments when you were being chased by bandits trying to stop you hauling their friend into jail were genuinely exciting. For the next one, I'd just love it if they went bigger, a bit like the Hanses in The Witcher 3 Blood and Wine. What if, instead of just riding out to the last known location of a bandit and killing his 4 mates, you had to bring down a massive fortified compound to get your man? Planning your way in and prepping for combat, maybe even recruiting a posse of your own, would be a brilliant way to step up the bounty hunting racket and bring in bigger rewards. And there you go, 6 things I'd really like to see in the next Red Dead game. If you have any suggestions of your own, feel free to add them in the comments. And if this video still has you needing a Red Dead fix, why not join me and editor Ollie as he plays Red Dead Redemption for the first time in Late to the Party. Either way, thanks for watching.